Smitty, what's up, man? What's up? First guy in the chat, Smitty. Well done, man. Well done. Just saw Kyle at the bar after the game. No, he did not. He did not. You did not see that, Smitty. What a day of college baseball. Sorry about tech, bro. Yeah, it just sucks for I think I had a bunch of my teammates over today. We were watching the game, and it just sucks to see DH go out like that. Like, just to be honest, it's that's really the most frustrating part. Is just two games that could have been won. It's easier when you just get blown out or you get beat. But when it's like a tight game and things could have gone differently, that just makes it harder. But there's still a lot of baseball to be played, and we're gonna be covering all that. I'm actually gonna pull up. Let's see what Squeeze Play has for us. But we do have some major coaching news. We're the first people. We're the first ones to break this, by the way. First ones to break this. We're waiting for more people to come in. ESA are the true insiders. The true insiders in college baseball recruiting is Elite Sports Advising. Did you lose your mind when Stanford came in? No, because at that point, man, like Barks, like you just like Tech's bullpen was already very shallow. So it's at that point in the game where you've used Patel, Payton can't pitch. Like you just have to throw guys, and like at least Riley Stanford throws, 97. So he's gonna miss bats. He still had trouble command-wise, which is his whole thing. But the reality is that you really have no one else to go to. That's just that's how regionals work when you get in the losers bracket, and especially for Georgia Tech. I mean, that Georgia Tech just does not have the bullpen, and I said it from, and everyone knew that. I mean, from the beginning, is that's like the regional is going to be a tough ask for Georgia Tech because they just didn't have the bullpen depth. Like regionals are all about bullpen depth. News, Buck B. News is that Brian O'Connor has accepted the job at Mississippi State. Brian O'Connor is the new head coach at Mississippi State. If Georgia Tech won, they had a free championship game. Yeah, I mean, and I said that last night, Smitty. It's not free, but what I was saying yesterday and today before the game is that if you beat Ole Miss, then you're facing a mid-major team who's also going to be out of arms, and it's just like offense versus offense. So anyone can, like, you can pull off 2 wins. Who will host if it's Duke versus Murray State? It'll be Duke. It'll be Duke. I thought Texas was the biggest, baddest baseball program in the nation. Go UTSA. Yeah, insane. Insane, man. Like the number 1 overall seed, and I told you guys. What did I tell you guys? I said Vandy is a regional. That's a regional where I could definitely see an upset happening. What'd I say? I didn't think Texas would be. He just needs to learn to pitch 90-94. His velo is walk fast. Yes. I just think again, it's like just like simplifying mechanics and try like for guys that have trouble with command, it's like simplify the mechanics, shorten up the arm path, and just like see if that can help. I mean, command is one of the hardest things to improve because pitching is such a feel thing. Wow, Buckby says. Yep, that's right. Love seeing Georgia, Vandy, Florida, Clemson be exited. Let's go mid-majors. Yeah, mid-majors are killing it, man. They really are. I mean, look at Little Rock playing LSU right now. Like Little Rock's a 3-2. It's a 3-2 ball game. It's going to be Ole Miss. They're up 15-4. Yeah, and that's what I was saying, Nancy, is that if you get to the Murray State game, like Murray State's played a hell of a regional, but they're going to have to start using arms that are just so far below like an SEC and an ACC team that like the SEC and the ACC offense are just going to tee off. Like that's just what would happen. Absolutely wild weekend. Yeah, you know what? Miami's still in this game, though. I thought, you got to give credit to Miami because this game could have been crazy. And and they could have just given up. But it's, if they're down 5 runs, and in the way the regionals are playing right now, it's just like a launching pad everywhere. How will Duke host when they seed about 1,000? That's a good. They may try to. Well, if the Durham Bulls are out of town, maybe they do that. I don't know, dude. That's a good question. But I don't think Murray State wins the regional, man. Like, I think Ole Miss is going to win now. Royals called Cags up to the big leagues. Good for him. Thoughts on Wright State? They're good, man. I mean, listen, that first game against Vandy, it was definitely a mistake to pull their starting pitcher who was at 70-something pitches and throwing a no-hitter. Like, if you could say, all right, he gives up a base runner here or whatever, but in my mind, like, yeah, he had walked some guys, but the hitters hadn't figured him out. Like, so somehow they find a way. Sad day for Georgia Tech losing and J-Bat leaving. Only solace is UGA lost, so no smack talking. True. J-Bat leaving is very... And I'm seeing some reports that Brent Key may be going to Michigan State as well. Were you surprised at Payton's performance? Yes, I was. Yeah. I mean, I was surprised by Brady Jones' performance. At least I expected that more. Like, I expected Brady Jones to not go deep. I figure he's probably out in the 3rd inning, again, like he was in the ACC tournament. But yeah, Jalen Payton, that was crazy. This West Virginia-Kentucky game is wild. Yes, it is. I'll mention again, Aaron Judge is batting .398 in the last 216 at-bats. Yes, he's going insane. Hey, Kyle, it's Josh, the old manager at Tech. Great slate of regionals so far with all the upsets of national seeds. How come we didn't see you at Danny's ceremony? When is Ramsey announced? I was at Danny's DH's first one at Clemson, or when they played Clemson. And Danny, the second one was on Mother's Day, and I got mother-in-law close, my mom, my wife's a mom, so it was just like I just didn't have any, there was just no way for me to get there. The second one. When is Ramsey announced? It's a good question. I think this J-Bat stuff is throwing. I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen? But like, if J-Bat's leaving, like, Are someone going to hire Ramsey that's not the AD? Or are they going to wait for a new AD to come in and make his own decision? Like, it's weird, dude. It's a very, very bad timing. Can Oregon State win 2 against USC? Maybe, but I think like it's USC advantage, USC advantage big time. Oklahoma's up 9-5 on North Carolina. Does the Georgia Tech AD leaving change the baseball hire? Who will make the hire now? I don't know, Zach. Like, that's what we've all been talking about. Can new interim AD hire a new baseball coach, or will it be a waiting game? Don't want to lose players in the portal. I mean, Nancy, it's a good question. Like, I don't know. Like, we were talking about that today. Like, can President Cabrera hire the baseball coach? Like, that's the thing. It's weird. Josh, yeah, Mother's Day timing was brutal. It was great to see everyone. Sorry I didn't catch you. Yeah, no worries, man. I mean, I would have loved to be there, but I had already gone to the first one, where I think there was more players at the first one, to be honest. I could be wrong. But the Mother's Day thing, I just didn't get that. Like, I didn't get why they did it on Mother's Day. I just felt like there could have been 4 times the amount of people there if it wasn't on Mother's Day. 2-run bomb by Southern Miss, 12-15 Southern Miss. Eesh. That first inning was tough for Miami, and Darius just had like I mean, these regionals are so, like, they juice the balls big time. Like, it's not even close. Like, every game has 6 or 7 home runs in it. It's just a joke. What's up, guys? What a weekend. What about the squeeze play on ESPN? I love it. Yeah, squeeze play is great. Squeeze play is great. The assistant AD is interim. J-Bat got lots of money. Yes, he got a massive contract. So, don't blame him. That sucks for Georgia Tech, because I feel like he was pushing a lot of things in the right direction. And so that's a big loss for Georgia Tech athletics. But I think also that's part of it, is that, the super conference thing, like, that's definitely part of it. What's up? UTSA has some studs on the mound. Yes, they do. They have some guys bringing in, throwing gas. For those of you who just tuned in, I mean, the coaching news on the night, and we're the first to break it. Our regional advisor in the Mid-Atlantic got this news that Brian O'Connor of University of Virginia has accepted the job at Mississippi State. Accepted the job at Mississippi State. Squeeze plays should be done way more often. Yeah, I agree. Cabrera is out of country. Understand J-Bat leaving for more money, but come on, not going to regionals to support Georgia Tech and Cabrera out of town. Yeah, that's a tough look. That's a tough look. When will UTSA coach get an SEC ACC job? Dude, it's weird, man. Like I'll say it like this, Zach, and this is just something that a lot of people don't realize, but there's a lot of coaches in college baseball. Like there's a lot of really good coaches that never get a big opportunity. There's a lot of bad coaches that seem to get all kinds of opportunities. So it's just strange like that. And that's true of almost anywhere in any kind of occupation. But like certainly what he's done at UTSA, like should be interesting. Wake or Tennessee tomorrow? I mean, I think you got to go with Tennessee. I mean, they're playing at home. But who knows? I mean, it's a winner take all. Like anything can happen. I love the coach for UTSA saying they may need more NIL money, making the big boys look, well. Chris Pollard, 4 Super Regionals in 8 years. Dude, and it's funny because I remember when Chris Pollard's name was getting thrown around the Mississippi State job. And I was in on X arguing with people because all these Mississippi State fans were saying that Chris Pollard, like, yeah, he's not good enough to be the coach of Mississippi State. And I'm like, do you realize like how big of a turnaround he's made at Duke? Like a couple ACC championships, like you said, Zach, 4 Super Regionals in 8 years. Like, and you talk about doing a lot with not a lot. That's Chris Pollard. Like as far as facilities, how hard it is to recruit to Duke. Like Chris Pollard's done a massive job. And he's had job offers, right? He turned Miami down. So, but like the fact that people were trying to doubt Chris Pollard was insane to me. Who would have predicted UTSA only Texas team to advance if they close out Texas, of course. Yeah. Yeah, nobody for sure. Nobody would have picked it. Peyton did seem rattled by loud Ole Miss crowd. Well, I will say this about Peyton, and it was true the whole game. The Oxford Regional had some of the worst home plate umpiring I have seen all year. It was like super tight, and then they'd call one way out of the zone. The guy checked his swing, or sorry, the guy leaned into a pitch. They review it and say, call stands. Like it was insane. I mean, the umpiring was bad. The reviews didn't seem to make the right calls. They have money at Duke. They have money, but I mean, when the scholarship, when you have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to go there, and the academic requirements are very high, and the facilities are not great, or to be honest, they're bad. The facilities are bad, and then they hadn't been to a regional. The last time they had been to the regional before Pollard got there was in like the 1960s. I'm going to play JUCO baseball. Zach, what's up, man? I'm going to play JUCO baseball for the next 1 to 2 years. I'm 5'8", 180, looking to be upper 8s, low 9s topping mid 90. Where do you think I can play if I'm there? If not, where do you think I can play if I'm there? If not, at least 88, 90, looking at Power 5 schools. Well, I mean, if you're throwing in the mid 90s, Zach, again at the junior college level, like I think you're thinking about this wrong. You want to pursue velocity as much as you can. But it's all about performance. Like they could care less if you throw 95 or sit 95 if you're walking 3 guys an inning, right? And you got an ADRA and you're getting lit up. Like they don't care that you throw hard. So at junior college level, you want to try to get your velo as high as you can, but it's all about performance. Like they're recruiting guys that perform. They're not recruiting tools anymore. right? Like tools in high school get you recruited, but when you get to the junior college level or you're trying to transfer, it's way more about your performance. Kyle, is the wildest regional weekend you ever seen? Is it the portal, lack of pitching, NIL? What's the biggest reasons for this madness? Well, to be honest, I think they've like incredibly juiced the balls. I think like let's just be honest. I mean, we're seeing like 7 home runs a game. So that I think that's a factor. I do think mid-majors are just better, generally speaking, than in years past because of Power 4 teams going after the portal. So it's a couple of those things. Did you see Duke's Cooper basketball got $21 million in NIL/deals? Yeah, but that's not, Nancy. I want to be that's not all coming from the school. A lot of those are like sponsorships and everything from like major brands. He is like the best player in college basketball, so that there should be no surprise that he's making that much money. But that's not Duke themselves paying him 21. Thought Danny was going to get thrown out. I thought he was too. I kind of wanted him to. Even with the stadium renovations, it appears like Duke still is portable trailers for bathrooms. Has to be a first for a super host if they get it. Yeah, like it's a nice turf surface. I mean, the cages are like outdoor. There's like not a lot of seating. Like it's the worst. I mean, it's again compared to everything else, it's like pretty much the worst facility in the ACC. Thoughts on Link Jarrett getting ejected? I know he got ejected, but I don't know why. I didn't see it. Who will Virginia go after? It's a good question. I mean, I've heard a few names, Penders at UConn, Glavin at Northeastern. I have heard some people say that one of the Virginia coaches will try to get the head coach job, but I'm not sure. It's not McMullen. It'd be one of the others, but I can't remember which one it was. Surely Duke would play at DBAP. It depends if the Durham Bulls are in town, Dan, I guess. But I think you're right. I think if they can swing that, they may have to. The umpiring in the FSU Missouri State game was atrocious. The umpiring's been bad all weekend. I mean, but the Oxford Regional to me was just, it was every game. I could really see Dan Palka coaching at UVA next year. I'll say it like that. Canes, what's up? Good evening. I was at this game, but my legs were hurting so bad that I had to leave. Duke isn't hosting. They're going to Oxford. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, man, like I do think Ole Miss probably ends up winning because I just don't think Murray State's going to have enough arms left to do anything. Boston College is worse than the ACC. I mean, yeah, but Boston College has more seating. I mean, I don't know, dude. Like Duke Stadium, it's not a stadium. Paul could go study. You have classes to finish. Did we discuss the new GTAD? No. Oh, yeah, we did. We discussed him leaving and what ramifications that could potentially have on Georgia Tech's, baseball coach decisions. Is there someone else that'll make a hire while you're looking to hire a new AD? It's interesting. Finance test tomorrow. Luckily, I can listen to Kyle and do spreadsheets. That's right. How about Little Rock? How about Little Rock in a game with LSU in the third inning? They're winning 16-6 now. Yeah. Texas hits a home run. Is it a solo shot? And did we discuss what Clemson did and said? What guy got hit in the face? Scary scene at Southern Miss. Who got hit in the face? Can Duke beat Ole Miss? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, Georgia was better than Ole Miss in the SEC regular season, and Duke handled them easily. Dude, Duke's good. I mean, the one thing that you have to worry about with Duke is that AJ Gracia got ejected, and will that rule him out for game 1 of the super regional like that, and that's their best bat. That is their best hitter. Sure, nothing will happen until Cabrera is back from Spain. When is he coming back from Spain? That's the second Southern Miss batter hit in the face today. Wow, Miami's players better be careful getting home on the bus tonight if they lose. Getting home to the hotel. Dude, this Little Rock batter. Can you guys watch this Little Rock Arkansas game? 3-2 count. This hitter for Little Rock, 99 up and in. He just pulls it a mile foul. Could you imagine? Louisville looks like they're just set up to win their regional. I don't know what BC is like now, but when we were at Tech, their field was an ancillary parking lot for the football stadium and could seat about 200 people on aluminum benches. Yeah, I haven't been up. I think it's improved. I don't know how much, but Duke's not much better. Like, it's really not. Wow, what a dog, the Southern Miss player. He took a shot. He just walked to he probably got up and walked to the wow, what just happened? Little Rock tied up. Oh, they walked. Okay, so all right, 1 out, bases loaded for Little Rock in the bottom of the third against LSU. They're down 3-2. Wow. West Virginia has 2 outs against Kentucky, top 9. West Virginia would be going to Super Regionals. And what else can you say about Coach Saban's at West Virginia? Like, he's turning that program into a monster. Oh my, where was that pitch? Oh my, where was that pitch for West Virginia? The home plate umpires, guys, this is what I've found. The home plate umpires this weekend, they're scared to death to ring up batters in big situations. They're scared to death in like a big situation to ring them up. Oh my gosh. West Virginia's right fielder just slammed into the wall trying to make a catch. Coach, GT pitching staff stinks like dog ass. Love the hat. Thank you, Mont. Duke was brutal, agreed, but it was at least a permanent stadium with actual fences. Yeah. I mean, you didn't feel like you were playing in like a power, like one of the best conferences in the country when you went to Duke. It was like, okay, this is a pretty cool field, but like, you know, it just didn't have it. There weren't any fans. It was like you were playing a backfield game in spring training almost. This is the wildest weekend I can remember. It is. Woo Pig with another home run. West Virginia wins the regional. Has the Wright State coach talked about the decision to pull the starter on Friday? Yeah, it was a bad comment. I mean, he basically just said he was laboring. He had walked 4 of the last 8. Kind of didn't like where they were at in the lineup and figured he was kind of done. But it wasn't a good answer. I'll say it like that. It was not a good answer. Burke, what's up, man? Georgia not getting out of the inning because pitcher missed a bag on a 3-6-1 double play and then getting walked off the next batter was crazy baseball. Yeah, details get you beat, gentlemen. Details get you beat. Little things like that. How do you feel about the end of OK State's season on interference out of the base path call with the safety bag and dropped third strike situation? I didn't see it, Josh. I heard about it. This is the whole problem with the safety base, right? Is like you implement a rule like right before the season starts and you knew something like that was going to happen. And I don't believe it's really prevented any collisions at first. I'm still seeing collisions at first because if a bad throw takes you over the normal bag, it's going to take you over the safety bag. And then if the first baseman goes to the safety bag, then you as a runner have to pivot and go to the regular bag. It's like, give me a break. Are you kidding? You got to do like You got to do like calculus while you're running to first base because I think he's going to go on the safety bag. I got to like what are we doing? So I don't like the safety bag. And Dusty will tell you like he's like I don't really care, and I'm kind of the same way. But I just think it's like, why are we adding something that's like stupid? That's my thing. Nancy, do baseball players read social media? Georgia Tech supposedly fans were so ugly on baseball's post after game. Hate when fans are ugly. No need players, and Danny already hurt losing. Yeah, it's just, Nancy, this is the problem with social media, is it gives like anonymous accounts, people with anonymous accounts they couldn't sniff Danny Hall's jockstrap or any of the players' jockstrap. Like, it's one thing for a player or someone who's been there to criticize things because they've been there. It's a totally different thing for a fan who couldn't sniff Danny Hall's jockstrap to talk about how bad of a coach he is. Georgia Tech baseball is not Georgia Tech baseball without Danny Hall. And in the latter part of his career, he was a victim of his own success. He was such a successful head coach that in those latter years when we couldn't get out of a regional, I was one of them. Like, he was a victim of his own success. But like, Danny Hall is a legend for a reason. An unbelievable head coach. And Georgia Tech baseball is not where it is today and doesn't have those super high expectations without Danny Hall. I'll say it like that. Back Supers for West Virginia. That's right. What do you think of the antics by Georgia players today and losing? I didn't see, Zach. Fill me in on it. I was watching the Georgia Tech game. I had the Georgia game up a little bit, but I wasn't locked in on it. So fill me in on what happened. Yeah, Little Rock is fighting, man. Nancy, they aren't fans. Most are clueless laggers who get so upset on Twitter under a fake account and donate no money. So odd to see. Twitter is their safety net. Yeah, I would agree with that, Dan. I think okay, if you care so much about the team and let's say the team's lack of pitching depth, how much money have you donated to Georgia Tech's baseball NIL? And Dan's correct. Zero. They would all say that. I don't hate the safety bag, but you can't allow the fielder to have preference over which bag to choose and then force the runner to yield. I agree. It's so stupid. And that's my point. You don't have that issue doesn't come up if you don't implement the safety bag, which again, there is some idiot on Twitter linked me. This is the study. And I read the study. There was no study. It was they basically guessed. They're like, well, yeah, we assume that this will prevent this amount of injuries. There was no study. Where did they do the study? In game? No, they didn't. What kind of study could they do on a safety bag? I'll tell you who did the study. A bunch of analytics nerds who know nothing about the game. That's who did the study. I've watched Jonah Williams beat his chest and posture after balls and subsequently K looking like 3 times this weekend. Yeah, no, like the antics in college baseball are so bad. It's tough to watch sometimes because, like you said, Cap, a pitcher will like stare down a batter after striking him out, and then he'll give up a 3-run bomb, and you're like, okay, yeah, your job's not done when you strike out one guy. You got to get the other guys out too. Chat, it's been fun. Thanks to Kyle for hosting this little thing, but I'm done. Simply too depressed. You're not done, Dusty. And I know, and this little thing is not done. We're going to be covering super regionals. We're going to be covering everything. Little Rock with a 3-run double. Yeah, Little Rock's Ole Miss is up 16-6. And they're cruising now. Ole Miss is just going to run this arm as long as they can. Southern Miss is bases loaded, 1 out. Game getting away from Miami. Yeah, they just got to save arms now. At this point, you got to save arms. Maybe you hope for a miracle comeback, but you're not burning arms at this point. Georgia players were bat flipping, pimping home runs, and talking trash to Oklahoma State dugout. Well, again, man, like that's why I don't like it, because if you don't win, the ultimate objective is to win. Like hitting a home run's great, but you can talk trash after you win. You know what the best form of trash talk? You know what the best form of trash talk is? When you're the team going out there shaking hands because you won the game. That's the best form of trash talk. Oh, now Dusty's on too? Is this like a retirement home for quadruple A talent? Wow, Josh. Wow, Josh. Wow, Josh, are you trying to get banned from the chat for a comment like that? Wow. Josh, you better be careful, man. Comment like that again, and you're timed out for sure, and possible ban. Dusty giving up on the chat. Yeah, unbelievable, Dusty or Dan. It was good seeing you at Danny's ceremony, Dusty. Auburn's up 10-0 on NC State. Wow. Little Rock still has life. 1 out, 1st and 3rd. Love you guys, Josh. I know you were messing. I know you were joking. But you can't make a comment like that after a loss like that today. You can't make a comment. We're all down. We're all down. We're down bad. Our AD's gone. Our football coach is maybe gone. DH retired. We wanted him to get to a super regional. We're all sad. Canes, what do we make of the Clemson coach complaining and throwing his players under the bus? I don't know, man. Like I read the comment. I get what you're saying. I don't know if he's necessarily throwing his players under the bus. I mean, it was a little bit of a weird comment. I'll say that. It was a weird comment. He is, in my opinion, the most overrated coach in the country, and they are the most overrated program in the country. I wouldn't say that. He's been there, 2 years? Like, can't be overrated. I mean, he's done a great job while he's been there. You can't judge a guy. I mean, you would be ecstatic if Miami had done what they've done in the last 2 years. And Eric Bakich is a hell of a coach. Have they underperformed kind of based on expectations? Not really. I mean, I think, listen, postseason baseball is tough, man. Like winning a regional is tough, whether you're a host or not. And Clemson got one of the most difficult. Don't forget, Clemson had one of the hardest regionals. I think probably the hardest regional of the slate. They got West Virginia, they got Kentucky, and they got USC Upstate. So, like, Clemson got the most difficult regional by far. All of that is true, but also Clemson and Georgia lost, so the sadness has a ceiling. I don't know, man. I care more about Georgia Tech than, like, I do other teams losing. Like, is it... Like, I just want Georgia Tech to succeed, you know? Safety squeeze for Little Rock. They get the run in. Almost safe at first. They may challenge it. I'll tell you this as well. I'm seeing so many bad bunt defense. Like, there's so much bad bunt defenses going around. Like, pitchers not covering the bag. Second baseman late getting there. Like, I'm seeing a lot because no one bunts anymore. So these kids are, like, not used to it. Just off how much NIL and scholarships they have, there's no excuses. Well, the scholarship numbers are for this coming year, right, Kane? So you can't use that because those scholarship numbers are for this year. But certainly, wow, he may be safe. Certainly, they've had a lot of NIL, but Canes, we're all in with you now. Yeah, that's right. We're all in for Miami now. We're all in for Miami. Yeah, but Miami is operating with 3 times less NIL this season. Meanwhile, Clemson has more scholarships than NIL, and they continue to fail. Well, they have more NIL. The scholarship numbers haven't been used yet. Like the scholarships haven't been approved yet by the House settlement. Arizona takes a 2-0 lead in the first over Cal Poly. Nancy thinks Key isn't leaving. I would hope he's not. He's such a big tech guy. I mean, he played here, everything. So you would hope that he wants to stay for that. But again, if he's getting a massive pay raise at Michigan State, it's like, I can't blame the guy for leaving. I've also seen so many bunt pop-ups. Buck Louisville brings out the cream unis. Nice touch. Yeah, the cream unis are nice. Yeah, Zach, it's because just no one does it anymore. So when you put a kid... And Little Rock's base runner is safe if he just properly steps on first base. It's just these little things that I see now in the game. Another guy stepping like literally on top of first base instead of stepping on the front corner. Nancy, generational wealth speaks volumes in coaching jobs. That's right, Dan. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't turn down like a massive pay jump and like probably a 5-year contract, whatever it is. Like you just can't. It's like what Dan's saying is, listen, some like these football jobs, you get a big pay raise in a 5-year contract, like you literally are set for life. And I'm sure Brent Key's getting paid well at Georgia Tech, but like if Michigan State just says, "Hey, here's double the money or more than double the money," you're like, it's hard to turn down. Paulka, I'm wearing my 18-year-old Miami shirt. Their gear held up. Not so much for the Russell stuff. Yeah, no surprise there. I'm all in for any ACC team. Yeah. We have a backup infielder warming up to pitch in the pen. We're not trying to burn any more pitching. Yeah, you can't. At this point, you just have to hope you can win tomorrow. Got to turn the music channel. I'm going to fall asleep on Excel. Josh, I have Russell circa 2007, number 17, still holding on. Little Rock is now up 6-3 on LSU in the bottom of the third. Could you imagine if Little Rock wins this regional? I don't think they will. LSU still got plenty of time to come back in this game. But, man, they're putting up a fight. And just hell of a job by Little Rock to get to the regional final. I think everyone picked Little Rock as probably the worst 4 seed in the field. And they're in the regional final against LSU over DBU and... who was the other team? DBU and... I can't remember. This is the regional final, right? Yes. Louisville up 4-0 now on Wright State in the top of the 6th. UTSA is threatening again in the bottom of the 8th over Texas with a runner on first and 1 out. Oh, Rhode Island was the other one, yes. Baton Rouge would burn down if Little Rock somehow won 2 in a row. Seriously. It would. It 100% would. Didn't Little Rock beat Rhode Island by 20? Yeah, it was a lot. Rhode Island, yeah, that was the team. Josh, I've got like one polo and a couple sweatshirts that are still okay from the Russell days. I wanted to ask how much I'd have to write a check for in order to get like 10 minutes in the equipment room. That's with Walt Smith in the equipment room. You wouldn't have to spend a dime. You just have to bring him a 30-pack. And Little Rock works a walk here with 2 outs. Runners on first and second for Little Rock. I've given Walt more Miller High Lifes than you can count. The legend, Walt Smith. USC clean first. Hats off to Dan McDonald in Louisville. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dan McDonald, hell of a coach, man, right? Didn't think Louisville had the pitching to make it through a regional. Well, I think if you looked at the field, besides Vandy, the thing is, it wasn't an offensive regional. So, like Louisville, in a lot of other regionals, you may say, "Man, Louisville doesn't have the pitching with some of these offenses." But like that, and I said it before the tournament started, and like weeks before, like Vandy. The problem with Vandy is that their just offense was just anemic. It's just anemic, and So you don't need like really good pitching to beat Vandy. You just have to put up enough runs off their pitchers, and that's what happened. Like Vandy lost today. They scored 3 runs, had 2 runs. They had 3 hits in the game against Wright State. So it's just like it's hard to win games when you score 2 runs or 3 runs. I think Vandy's offense was one of I think they were 200th in Division I or something like that in runs scored per game. Do you see any of our guys going into the portal this week? Will they wait for a coach announcement? Well, that's the interesting thing, Nancy. I think if Ramsey's the head coach, I don't think you're going to see a lot of guys go in the portal. I mean, you're going to see maybe some pitchers, and you're going to see guys that didn't play go in the portal, but I don't think any of the hitters are leaving based on the years they had. Unless they have, people telling them, "Hey, if you go in the portal, we're going to give you $150,000 or whatever." So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But certainly the uncertainty of what happens now with J-Bat leaving and what ramifications that could have on what was going to happen with the Georgia Tech coaching job. Like I've told you guys, I mean, James Ramsey, from everyone I've talked to, and Kendall Rogers in his article said the same thing, that Ramsey was going to get the job. But an AD shakeup, you just you never know what can happen. Usually an AD wants to come in and make the decision. Now, again, at Georgia Tech, I don't think it depends on how much money they wanted to spend. It did say in the article Kendall Rogers posted that Georgia Tech had done some due diligence behind the scenes on some potential candidates. And from that due diligence, it seemed like they had figured, Ramsey's the best guy for the job. Now, what that means, who knows? But with a new AD, are they going to hire the number 2 guy, Palumbo? I don't know. Are they going to hire a brand new AD? It's hard to, it's just an unanswerable question. UTSA 3 outs away. Yeah, crazy. We scored lots of runs, just didn't have enough pitching. Yeah. Score 29 runs in 3 games and you go 1-2. That's just a tough pill to swallow. Really tough pill to swallow. You score 29 runs in 3 games, you should win all 3 games. That's just the reality. Right? You're basically scoring 10 runs a game. That means UCLA host if they make it out. Yep. Kyle, didn't know you did these streams before tonight. Glad I stumbled upon it and could chat with you. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Time for me to finish out squeeze play and head to bed. Yeah, thanks for joining, Josh. Yeah, I do these. I've been doing them all year, all season. Kind of late night streams. And during the week, I do a stream at 1:00 and just cover what's going on in college baseball and some recruiting stuff and everything. But yeah, thanks for joining, dude. Get some sleep. Southern Miss coach is heated. Why is he heated, Zach? Hopefully interim AD will be able to hire. You would, I mean, you can't wait around for, like you said, Nancy, with the portal opening tomorrow, I believe. You can't wait around to make a decision. You can't wait around to hire an AD because that uncertainty will create uncertainty in the players. Say hi to Wally for me. We'll do. Now I lost my train of thought. What I was going to say. If you think about this Georgia Tech team, the offense next year should be preseason highest rated offense in the country. You have 8 returning guys, 3 of which were freshmen, or 3 or 4 of which were basically freshmen, and 4 of which were sophomores. And so you really don't need anything from an offensive perspective. You need maybe, you got some good high school guys coming in. You maybe add some depth pieces in the portal in case of injuries and stuff. But I don't think Georgia Tech's really looking for a big-time bat in the portal. Now, don't get me wrong. If they find the right one, they're going to try to get him. But Georgia Tech's needs all are pitching. So I expect them to be very aggressive depending on what kind of support they get financially, as far as NIL and everything, I expect them to be trying to go after as many pitchers as they can. UTSA is 1 out away from upsetting Texas, the number 1 or the number 2 overall seed. Number 1 overall seed Vandy has already been eliminated. Need pitching from the portal. Exactly. Man, Derek Curiel is so good. Gets LSU a base runner here after giving up the lead in the top of the 4th. LSU still like LSU has an elite offense. They've got a bunch of time left. Like I'll say it like this. I do not expect 6 runs to be enough to beat LSU tonight for Little Rock. Man, UTSA's got arms, man. UTSA has arms. Arkansas is up 8-3 on Creighton. Ole Miss 18, Murray State 6. Murray State's now thinking, hopefully Ole Miss is using up all their runs tonight. If you're Texas right now, you just need a walk. You need a walk, and then you need 3 more walks. 4 more walks, actually. This is going to be a wild Omaha 8. Yes, it will be. It's going to be insane. All the projections are off, man. Like, all the Omaha 8s. Oh, man, an error for the shortstop. Texas has some life. When we had bases loaded in the 9th, I was really hoping we'd go ahead to win. Then thought we'd win against Murray. Yeah. Well, I do think let's like this today in the bottom of the 9th or top of the 9th with 2 outs with low D's up with bases loaded. Like, he took a first pitch fastball from a pitcher that throws majority fastballs, like right where you want it. If you're him, if you're looking to drive one out of the park, it was like belt high, a little bit in. Like, that's where his kind of direction is. So I couldn't believe he took it. Okay, one last question before I go. How do you advise top-level high school players who aren't top 10 round picks? Does transfer portal burn their chances at Power 4 schools? Who's picking talented high school senior versus a proven arm or bat from a mid-major? Pitchers are being the least amount hurt by the portal. Position players are getting killed, specifically the corner infielders and corner outfielders. Corner infielders and corner outfielders, you better be one of the best hitters in the country. Your up the middle high school players are still getting highly recruited because you need athletic guys who can play a bunch of different positions. But it's definitely way harder now, Josh, for a high school kid to break into the lineup as a freshman. I never asked you about the Oregon player getting ejected. Such an awful call. Yeah, terrible. Catcher was definitely blocking the plate, and the whole malicious intent thing. He literally slid and kind of pulled back. Terrible ruling by the NCAA. Absolutely terrible ruling. To not only not call interference, but then to eject him for a malicious intent. It was unbelievable. That catcher, he got as little a contact as he could have got in that play. Like, the base runner would have been fully in his rights to, wow, Texas 2-run home run, 7-4, 2 outs in the ninth, hardest out to get, that last one. But yeah, Zach, it was like terrible on multiple fronts type call. So you're saying I'd have even less of a chance now as a weak hitting corner outfielder, infielder with a sketchy arm? Yes, you'd have no chance. No chance, Josh. Yeah, it's really bad out there for the like first baseman, third baseman, corner outfielders. It's just like you have to be one of the, like if you play that position to play it at the Power 4 level, the school has to believe that you're going to come in as a freshman and hit like minimum 315 with like 12 home runs. Can UTSA get the final out? Texas is now 3 runs. They just need a couple base runners for the tying run to reach the plate now. A couple base runners is hard, though. USC swinging 3-0. What are you doing? What are you doing there? Bad pitch to swing at. Popping up to the infield 3-0. You can't do that if you're getting the green light. Man, this UTSA pitcher is like really struggling to throw strikes once he gets to 2 strikes. Like he gets ahead of Texas hitter here 1-2, and then he just refuses to throw a strike. Up, there we go. UTSA wins it, man. Wow, UTSA to the Supers. I'm looking at it right now, Zach. Kevin Schnall ripping Sully. Wow. Can UNC beat OU to win their regional tomorrow? Yes, they can. All right, buddy, I'm actually out now. Glad you're doing well. Sometime soon I'll show you my wall of Tech Pro guys. You've made the cut with a Shuckers card. Nice. Thank you, Josh. UTSA pitcher finishing the game last night was a dream, bro. Fastball in, coming right after guys. Dude's a closer and went 3 for the boys. Big time. That's right. So I guess if a player has a concussion symptoms, he can be taken out of the game to be evaluated. If he clears protocol, he can re-enter the game. I guess. I didn't know that, Zach. I guess I've never really seen that happen, so I wouldn't know. But that's interesting. That's interesting that you can take him out and then put him back in. That's a coach those players love. UTSA. That's 100% right. Yeah, yeah, Zach, it's like it's no surprise, man. Like these guys just don't get it. It's all about looking like a hardo on camera. Like there's just no place for that in the game. And especially when your team at that point in the game is down 2-0, to like strike out a guy and then say that to him and act like that coming off the mound, it's just embarrassing. I mean, it's embarrassing, just to be honest. It's embarrassing for the player. I would be extremely embarrassed if my sons acted like that. Miami's throwing a shortstop right now on the mound. What do you make of that? Well, you're out of the game, so you got to save arms. You can't be burning arms. You can't. It's the right decision. Big situation here in the top of the fourth for Little Rock. 3-2 count. Runners on first and second. 2 outs. Wait, how was he safe at first? I'm trying to... Oh my gosh. Little Rock first baseman does just misses the ball. Oh my gosh. Dosky, what's up, man? Canes, tired of hearing throw it in the dirt yet? Canes, it's smart. No need to burn any more pitching, right? I'm at my hotel, Dan. I left in the 4th inning. My legs were hurting me bad. Polka, that used to be the norm with pitchers. Now they cry and pout if asked to change. The best part of Vandy getting eliminated, the Vandy Whistler is done. There you go, Josh. Feel better, brother. Be ready for tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's the battle, Canes. Oregon State takes the lead over USC. 2-0 count to LSU's hitter. Oh, man. I had to go to the doctor today. Legs were hurting me yesterday as well. I'm not used to these seats at the ballpark. That's tough, Canes. You saying they got brutal seats in Hattiesburg? How many times is Josh going to tell you good night? Yeah, it's like 3 times or 4 times now, Dan. How many games tomorrow as of right now? I don't know. Just saw a sad day for us at UVA. Did it get announced? JD, where'd you see it? I'm watching the Link Jarrett getting ejected. I love that, man. I love that. Wow, they announced it. Nice, Josh. I like that picture. Holy cow, man. Mississippi State. Mississippi State couldn't wait to announce it, man. So they did announce that. Sorry, guys, I missed probably a bunch of chat. Baseball America. Bleachers, which aren't bad, but even the chairbacks are metal, not really chairbacks. I can barely eat as well. Don't know if it's food poisoning or what. That's tough, man. Yes, it got announced like 30, 40 minutes ago. So I broke it. I broke the news. And then Mississippi State announced it. We'll see. Baseball America, the team announced. Yeah, Mississippi State's Twitter announced it. 17-6 Southern Miss. Mississippi State posted. No biggie, Zach. We got a shortstop on the mound. Canes won't ever go back to the state of Mississippi. Hopefully Southern Miss scored all their runs today. That's right. Who announced O'Connor? Mississippi State did, Dan. Mississippi State Baseball's Twitter account. ACC had a good day yesterday against SEC. Not today as much. Not today, not as much. Southern Miss bats have woken up today. Now we're bringing in another reliever. Yeah. But yeah, JD, that's a tough loss for Virginia. Wow. Also, Cavalier Daily. Yeah, I saw that. Canes is right. The USM chairbacks aren't too comfortable either. The place to be is on a tailgate in the right field roost. Thanks for the info, Dan. 4-0 Oregon State. Hope Oregon State can win both these games, so FSU has to fly all the way to Oregon. Yikes. Yeah, that would be tough. If Ramsey is head coach, will Danny stay on as an advisor like Saban with the new Bama coach did? I don't know. I did hear talk of that potentially, but I don't know. I don't think DH is done with the game. I'll say it like that. I don't know what his path is, but just knowing him, like he don't have any other hobbies he's looking forward to doing. Like I think he wants to be around the game in some way. So I could see that happening. No idea who they will go after. Northeastern coach wouldn't be bad. That's right. I've heard Northeastern. I've heard Penders at UConn. Obviously Glavin at Northeastern. Those are a few examples. So it'll be interesting. Does UVA try to go after like a Chris Pollard after this year at Duke? Does UVA try to go after Lamonis from Mississippi State? I've heard that from some people as well, that Lamonis could slide in at UVA. So there's no obviously front runner guy right now, but it's also going to be interesting. Like, does any member of the staff of O'Connor like try to get the job? You know, so there's a lot of different ways they go. Great fans they got, but I am hearing it is getting really nasty between both fan bases right now. As is like to do when you're in a dogfight for a super regional berth. I left, so I'm making some calls, but I was told they just moved a big group of security guards towards the Miami section. Don't know what is happening. Oh my gosh. Not incredible for the opposing pitcher warming in the pen. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to be it for me tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know if I'll do a stream tomorrow. I think I may have to. I need to hang out with my wife a little bit more for the weekend. But I'll definitely be back, obviously, with the super regional stuff and any news. Obviously, the middle of the week streams at 1:00. We'll be doing those. So see.